Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, Honorable Assistant Minister, Director ILO. I also acknowledge Permanent Secretaries for Youth and Sports, Ministry for Employment, our partners, members of the media, and our enumerators. Bula Binaka, and a very good morning to you all. There will be a press conference on Monday in regards to the national survey that we're going to carry out. This is just a phase training for our enumerators this morning here. Because of the restrictions, we can only accommodate 20 at one point in time. And because of that, we're going to have at least 3 or 4 sessions of trainings today. While we're having our first training here, we also have the training for our enumerators in North. And tomorrow, we will have it in West. So once again, thank you so much for being here. May I also extend a warm welcome and wish to acknowledge the presence of our stakeholders, and in particular, the ILO. This morning, I want to thank the Director ILO on behalf of the government for his understanding in this process. He has been just appointed as the Director ILO. But within this short period of time, the manner in which he has assured my Ministry of the Assistance is well acknowledged. And on behalf of the government, Director, I would like to say thank you and Binaka. Ladies and gentlemen, this exercise will involve door-to-door survey of the workplaces and will start from 13th May to 19th June 2020. Through this exercise, our fellow Fijians will benefit from the work that you will do. Even if they don't realize today, I'm sure this will be one of the many challenges you will face during the course of this exercise. You can hear a lot of things, you can read a lot of things in the Facebook, that why ministry is delaying on this process. They should have started before. How can we start when the workers were still at work? So this exercise will determine the impact of employment at the workplaces. So the time is right. The journey that we have decided, the timing of this journey is correct one. And I want to relay this message to my commentators on the Facebook that we know what we are doing. How do we make this information from this survey as an informed policy making in response to the COVID-19? And how do we show that information from this survey will directly benefit our Fijians? As enumerators, you will assist government in creating a picture of how our workplaces and workers are affected by COVID-19. The information that you will gather will definitely assist us to create an accurate, up-to-date, and locally accepted representation of our workplaces and the effect of COVID-19 on their workers. You will find that there is a lot of figures that have been thrown out, that this is the number of people have been laid off, this is the number of people who are at home. I can assure all Fijians that by having this national survey will give us the right figure. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said earlier on, that you as the enumerators, the journey of this exercise begins with you. Your work is critical since the information you're going to collect from the field will be used to generate understanding of our workplaces and our workers. And therefore, it is important that you follow all aspects of the training. Please, our trainers will be here. If you need any clarification on the survey itself, do ask. This is the time. You will have 1 hour training session. And when you are on field, I want you to be fully equipped with all the basic knowledge that you are supposed to conduct on field with our workers. So with these few brief comments, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to thank all of you on behalf of my ministry. I would like to thank you all for participating on this national survey exercise. All the best for your training, including those in the district, as I mentioned earlier on, and I look forward to your full engagement in this national workplace survey. Minaka, and thank you.
Honorable Minister, Honorable Permanent Secretaries, Assistant Minister, colleagues, social partners who are present and who are absent here, the many representatives. It's a great honor for me to be here today. It's indeed a beautiful day. I've been here for 3 months, Mr. Minister, and I want to thank you as a government representatives, workers and employers, and above all Fijian people for their very warm welcome. And I feel at home, and I say Vinaka Vakalevu for this warm welcome. Thankfully, I didn't forget my speech, so it's mine. Colleagues, friends, dear media representatives, we do understand that we are going through very difficult times. The pandemic, this crisis, is called the worst global crisis since Second World War. This crisis affects our lives as individuals, our health, and our economies. As you know, there are already 3 million cases and more than 217,000 victims of this virus globally. ILO estimates that 305 million jobs worldwide will be lost by mid-year. The crisis caused a lot of disruption in some specific sectors such as tourism, food, retail, and manufacturing. Around 436 million enterprises in the hardest hit sectors are facing high risk. We do understand the Pacific is among the hardest hit regions economically by the pandemic. We know that tourism accounts a considerable part of the total exports in these countries. Tourism also has a large share in the employment. In Fiji, and colleagues would correct me if I'm wrong, this sector employs at least 10% of workers. As you see, stakes are very high. So this crisis also tests our partnerships and tripartite dialogue. Therefore, it's one more opportunity for all of us, for tripartite constituents, for governments, workers, and employers to remain committed to dialogue, stand together strong, and find solutions to problems. We do understand that any policy decision and solution should be based on reliable data and information and full understanding about the situation. Therefore, ILO is pleased to work with the government, workers, and employers to conduct this joint rapid assessment on the impact of COVID-19 on jobs and businesses. Colleagues, you would be integral part of this process. I want to stress how important is the job you are doing. Your job will define the course of action. The result of your job will actually be the foundation of the government decisions and decision of workers and employers will take. We hope that the outcomes of this rapid assessment will help our tripartite constituents, governments, workers and employers in their policy decisions. Let me conclude by stressing the urgent need to focus on the human approach to the future of decent work. and convey ILO's recommendations to fight COVID. First of all, relying on social dialogue for sustainable solutions by strengthening the capacity of constituents, stimulate the economy and employment through active policies, supporting enterprises, jobs and incomes to maintain economic activities and to make sure that the people, they don't fall into long-term unemployment and underemployment. And finally, but not at least, protect workers in their workplace. Thank you for your attention.
I will now invite